Dean Craft from C2 Solutions here. Looking a little bit dishevelled today. Had a very big week, basically saving a client from impending doom. In my career, I've seen a few circumstances where businesses have had business-ending experiences, and it does happen. And when I spoke to my client and said, look, I really want to share this out there, he said, I'm completely on board. People need to know this. These risks are real. He goes, I would have never expected this to occur to me, and please feel free to make your video and get it out there. So this is a really good client of mine. He's been working in his business for about 10 years. He's got a very successful business, and unfortunately he'd trusted a mate he'd known for many years in his early days to set up a whole bunch of infrastructure and do the hosting for his website and the domain names and all those things. So he had control of all these things that person retained in their head. There was a minor disagreement about something quite innocently, and we were both shocked that it came to it, but the person his mate decided to cut him off completely and gave him 3 days to migrate everything away. But in reality what it meant is we actually had 1 day to do the work, because some things take time to cut over. So we had 1 day really to save his business. So we got in very, very early and worked all through the day to cut over 3 websites, all the DNS and MX records, change the name servers over, migrate the website hosting to new hosting, transfer the 15 domain names. That was the longest bit and the most critical bit. But then we went through also all the environment, his hardware, backup storage switches, network gear, changed all the passwords. We had to reset all the surveillance cameras, migrate all his mail, pretty much everything. We had to do everything. And we got Tom in from Electrotechnics. He helped us go through the hardware infrastructure. It's not something we focus on, and he did all the geeky stuff there to make sure that was secured down as well. So thanks, Tom. But it was at the end of it a really good win, and the business owner said, I feel like I'm in a much better position now. He goes, it's a really bad thing to happen. Never expected it to happen, but now I feel I'm in control. And that's the important thing, is while he's trusting me and Tom to do work, he needs to have control. The business owner needs to have control. So we went through and documented all of the environment while we did that, so it becomes known. It's not in anyone's head anymore. If he had to cut us off, here's the setup, here's how it's configured, and here's all the passwords. So you can see here we made a network map of his environment, and he's got a knowledge base which we set up for him, but we went through and documented all his domains and hosting and all the hardware infrastructure and how it's configured, and put all that in there. And then that's done in Google Sites. We set that up for him, and we also put all his passwords into LastPass Enterprise, which he already had, but we had all these additional things that the business owner didn't have control of. So we've now put all that into LastPass Enterprise, and he's got control of that again. So he's feeling a lot more comfortable, but it raised some really big concerns that I think it's important you guys think about. So here's some things to think about. Where is the knowledge for your environment stored? And if you had to cut someone off, can you get someone up and running the next day and hand over that knowledge, okay? Your domains. Who has ownership of them? There's a very common mistake that IT people will set up the registrant as themselves on behalf of the business owner, but the business owner needs to have their name as the registrant. Do you have those domain transfer passwords? Because if there's a problem, you can pull them from one provider to another, but you need the passwords, okay? Luckily in the situation, the person before he cut them off handed over the passwords, so that was very big. The reason that's big is because the domain controls the survivability of email and the website, okay? And pretty much if you don't have the domain, the whole thing collapses. Do you have all your passwords controlled in a vault, and can you as the business owner control who has access to them? Do you know the logins for all your devices? Is it documented? Do you know your hosting and the logins for that, for your website? And is there a backup of it? For if you've got hardware infrastructure, where is the configs for all those? So we went through and saved all the configs, so if a device dies, we can get it back up and running very, very quickly. Okay, and this is an important one. Do your contractors and your employees collaborate? In today's world, we're very modular and we like to outsource lots of things. The businesses that you implore to do that need to be collaborative minded. They need to be able to work harmoniously together and understand that's the nature of the world, and not get territorial and not burn you as a business owner. The more collaborative minded they are, you'll find that you'll be able to work more easily. It's really important. So anyway, some important things to think about. And the other thing is your documents and storage. We set up, this client was on Google Drive, we set it up for them, so everything was there, and it was actually also being backed up to their Synology NAS. Okay, it's a great setup, but we've also structured it so that the employees can only access certain parts. Again, if they need to cut someone off, can you control that, and is all the knowledge retained? Okay, so that's just a list of things that you need to think about as a business owner. Hopefully these risks never occur to you, but it's a very real thing you need to think about. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Have a nice day. See ya.